Welcome to the Uzziah Show. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. Guys, tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic. Tonight we're going to talk about how DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good are getting divorced. Recently, it was shown in the news that Christian pastor DeVon Franklin is filing for divorce against marriage spouse Meagan Good after 9 years. I was about to say partner, but a lot of times I've heard people say partner so many times over. But tonight we're going to talk about this, guys. We're going to talk about what this means for you as it relates to your development in business, in success, and in life. And as y'all know, this channel is all about helping you become the very best version of yourself so that you can reach your goals and create generational wealth. So if you love tonight's broadcast, do me a favor and smash that like button. It only takes a second, but this will go a really long way towards telling YouTube to send this out to more people. And of course, if y'all want to see this show on air, please make sure that you donate, guys. All you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. If you're watching this broadcast for the very first time, my name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help people get out of debt so they can start their own company. But the reason why I go into topics such as this is because I want you to see all of the personal qualities that goes into being a successful entrepreneur. I'm trying to show you guys real world examples of the mindset that you need going into business. So tonight we're going to talk about Meagan Good and how she's getting divorced. Now, y'all know I want this to be very interactive tonight. I don't want none of this tonight, y'all. I want y'all to leave me a comment, and I want y'all to give me your thoughts on the situation. I'm going to give y'all the article, okay? For those of y'all that don't know what happened, I'm going to share with you the article right now. It says, DeVon Franklin is requesting to terminate the ability to award himself and Meagan Good spousal support. Let me pull this back up again so you guys can see this thing clearly, man. We got to make sure that we can get this in real time. For those of y'all that are just joining, welcome. Please make sure that you leave a comment with your name and the city that you are from, so that way I could give you a shout out and show you some love. Okay, now back to the article. DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good file for divorce. DeVon Franklin is requesting to terminate the ability to award himself and Meagan Good spousal support. All right, this article just came out yesterday. It says, roommates, more information has become available about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin's divorce. According to documents obtained by the Blast, DeVon is making sure his assets are secure regarding who gets what. That's important, y'all, because a lot of times in these marriages, y'all know brothers be getting took. It says, DeVon is asking the court to terminate its ability to award either person's spousal support. Reports state this typically means there was a prenuptial agreement. Reports also say the estranged couple separated for 4 months before the official divorce filing. One of the things that I want to let y'all know is what I think that something that's really crazy about all of this is how opposite DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good are from each other. Shout out to everybody that's in the house real quick. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to my brother Minnesota E. Shout out to my brother Minnesota E. Shout out to Cecil all the way from the Philippines, y'all. Shout out to the Philippines. We got Ariel tuning in from Austin, Texas. We got Lauren tuning in from Houston, Texas. And we've got the Sheer Queen coming all the way from OKC. We got a lot of people in the house, y'all. So please make sure that you smash that like button. Make sure that you leave me a comment. Let me know who you are and where you're from. And I want you guys to give me your thoughts on this subject. Now, going back to the article real quick, it tells us that they decided to divorce due to irreconcilable differences. Y'all see that right here. As we reported earlier, the estranged couple released a joint statement stating, after much prayer and consideration, we have decided to go into our future separately, but forever connected. The statement continued, we celebrate almost a decade of marriage together and a love that is eternal. Now, this is crazy because me and Ariel got married around the same time that DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good got married. So, Ariel, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. It says, there's no one at fault. We believe this is the next best chapter in the evolution of our love. So you see this came on a Meagan Good Instagram pic. On this Instagram picture is her and old boy hugged up. She got the post going right up under here. We're not going to read the whole article, but I want to show y'all some of the, I'm trying to watch my words. I'm trying to show y'all some of the debauchery that's going on in these online streets. One thing that they said was one user, I'm not even going to get to that part just yet. I'm not going to get to that part just yet. I'm going to get to this part right here. The news continues to be discussed online, and Megan's name has been trending all day. Folks say they are ready to see Meagan go back to her old ways before she married the pastor. What was Meagan Good's old ways before she married the pastor? Inquiring minds want to know. And my question is, why are the streets calling her name? Why are these online streets saying they're ready to see Meagan go back to her old ways? One user tweeted, I hate relationships ending, but good Lord, I was sick of pastor wife Meagan Good. Bring back the baddie. Yo, see, this is the reason why whenever you try to build a legacy, you have to keep a lot of things very protected because a lot of people will prey on your downfall. Now, even for this husband and wife that got married, all the while, you had people in the background just waiting for Meagan Good to go back to these streets. Now, of course, we're going to talk about should they have gotten married in the first place. Y'all know we're not going to get through this broadcast without having that discussion. In fact, that's the question that I'm going to open up with for you. Do you believe that DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good should have ever gotten married? Let me know if your answer is yes. Let me know if your answer is no. Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin, the Christian pastor, they were married for 9 years. And now they are filing for divorce. I want you guys to let me know if you think this type of marriage should have ever happened in the first place. And I just want y'all to see all of the debauchery that's going on. One user tweeted, "I hate relationships ending, but good Lord, I was sick of pastor wife Meagan Good. Bring back the baddie." In all caps, bring back the baddie. I'm telling y'all, these streets are ruthless. Another user tweeted, "Meagan Good and her husband getting a divorce. See, this is why I'm going to just stick with premarital sex." Now, can I just keep it a buck right now, y'all? Y'all got to forgive me. That's some real hoe-like behavior. Like, when you make a comment looking at somebody that everybody knew was for the streets, then they get into a marriage, the marriage doesn't work, then you use it in your personal life as an excuse to say, see, this is the reason why I'm just going to get it in without a marriage regardless. That's just a cop-out on why you want to do your own thing. This Meagan Good, DeVon Franklin situation has nothing to do with the value of marriage. Everybody knew that this wasn't likely to go the distance. I was shocked as hell whenever I'm seeing news about a noted Christian pastor, like a leader in the church, taking a woman that's always been known as a video vixen. This woman has always been known as a sex symbol. She's been known throughout the rap industry for dudes that claim that they didn't hit. So why is it that we would use this example as to why marriage doesn't work and why we should just be out here hitting whoever we want to hit? I think that that is a piss poor example just to get your freak on. I think that that's somebody's cop out to just live reckless. It says, see, like, okay, as if Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin had stayed married for a lifetime, y'all wouldn't have been out in these streets hoeing. We're going to take it there. Let me check these comments. I don't know if y'all are really ready to have this conversation. Let me know if I need to pull it back. Some of y'all, okay, Uzziah, just tell me about the stocks and the bonds. Tell me about how to do some day trading. I don't know if y'all are ready for the real dialogue that we need to have about this subject. Again, every time I do one of these broadcasts, y'all always ask, Uzziah, how does this tie into starting a business? This has everything to do with starting a business because some of you have been in situations where you've been the DeVon Franklin looking for Meagan Good. So what happens when you're trying to start a company and you're building up momentum to take your business from 5 to 6 figures? And as you're going from 6 figures to 7, you're in the midst of a public divorce that throws you off track. If you guys saw some of my latest content, you saw how I said one of the key components to winning is to not have too many start-stops. If you go through too much public drama, that's going to stop you from getting where you need to get. If every other time you turn around, you're getting divorced, you're getting sick, a family member died, that's going to slow down your progress because you're not going to be focused. So what I'm saying is, when we think about this concept of creating generational wealth, we can't just look at it from a technical perspective. We have to look at it from the perspective of you have to have the right mindset and the right levels of discipline in order to sustain whatever you get. It's one thing to get wealthy. It's another thing to stay wealthy. And this is the reason why you see DeVon Franklin requesting the ability to terminate him and his wife from spousal support. He already knows that's going to ruin the bag. So I just show you guys these real life examples on what not to do when trying to build a name for yourself. Now, let me look at some of these comments. Also, guys, let's throw in some super chats. Y'all see we trying to get this show back rocking and rolling. Listen, man, I've been really busy behind the scenes, y'all. Lord willing, me and mines are going to be moving fairly soon. So if y'all haven't seen me as often as you would like, it's because we got a lot going on. I'm looking forward to getting a lot more active whenever we are in a new spot. So definitely keep me in your prayers that all goes well. And I want to give a shout out to my sister Ariel for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my sister. I can always count on you to be in my corner. Listen, guys, tonight we're talking about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin. I'm trying to show you guys how the controversy of their marriage plays into the decisions that you make when bringing people into your life on the road to your success. You are the average of the top 5 people that you spend most of your time with. And if you are not very careful and conscious of all of your relationships, those relationships can backfire on you and be worth more trouble than it's worth. So let me see this, okay? Let me look at all of these comments. Minnesota E said they shouldn't have gotten married. Now, one of the things that I love about this is Elijah is married himself. So he understands what marriage is all about. Listen, y'all, marriage take work. Marriage is about commitment. Marriage is about two people staying on the same page. A lot of times people say that they want to be married, but if you don't have the mindset to be aligned with another person, there's no way that things can ever work. Laura Morales said, should have never married. E said she was for the streets before they got together. And as we can see, sadly, the streets are waiting for her return. Bro, these streets, man, these streets are doing backflips now that Meagan Good is going to return. And this be the reason why I always tell y'all, when you build a business, when you build your network, keep your network protected. Because if you don't keep your network protected, you're going to find yourself in situations where you leave yourself very vulnerable to what these streets want to do and say. Y'all don't think that there was dudes in Meagan Good's inbox day and night while she was married trying to get her in the bed? Y'all don't think that they was always trying to get her to step out on her man? Y'all got to realize, man, like, when you're really trying to build something, you're going to get attacked from all angles. And I just want y'all to see this example from this article to say, you could be in a marriage, you could start a business, you could do whatever it is that you want to do to get to the next level. But always know, no matter what it is that you do, somebody is always waiting for your venture to fail. Somebody is waiting for your marriage to fail. Somebody's waiting for your business to fail. And you're either going to prove them wrong or right. Sheer Queen said real ruthless. Yeah, man, it's getting pretty grimy out in these streets, but the streets are calling. Creativity said, nah, they shouldn't have. Their relationship is something I've seen as everything that glitters ain't gold. Yeah, and there was a lot of times where DeVon Franklin had to compromise himself just to try to defend his wife. I don't know how many of y'all saw, there was this like Christian interview conference that was taking place, and one of their church members got on the mic and told Meagan Good how she needs to stop dressing so provocative while being a pastor's wife. The pastor, Meagan Good's husband, he got on that woman and was like, nah. Take her mic. Don't talk no more. Don't say nothing about my wife. She could wear whatever she wants to wear in the name of Jesus. It's all good in the name of Jesus if she wants to. I'm trying to be respectful. But if she wants to have streets apparel, he said it's all good to have streets apparel in the name of Jesus. It's not all good to have streets apparel in the name of Jesus, y'all. For any of y'all that read the word tells you, you will be known by your fruits. There's no way that you could be claiming to live this super godly life, but you posture yourself in the appearance of a harlot. I'm just keeping it a buck. And see, this is one of the biggest problems that a lot of times I don't even want to delve into on this particular channel. But there's so many of our sisters who feel that they can play that harlot role and make themselves enticing for the streets, but then expect a man with money to want to marry them. Listen good, ladies. You could have perfect looks. You could have the body. Physically, you could have everything that a man could want. But a nut will only go but so far. That is not what's going to sustain a marriage. It doesn't matter if you are an 8, a 9, a 10. It doesn't matter how big your butt is, how your breasts are hanging out. There's only so much that a man can tolerate if you do not have the right mindset for marriage. If both parties are not aligned in order to establish a house, it's not going to work. No matter the sexual chemistry, no matter the wordplay, all that means nothing. The money, the looks, it cannot uphold a marriage. Y'all, look at everything that's happening with Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Will Smith. We're talking about guys that are freaking billionaires that are getting divorced. So it's showing you that things like money and looks, while that might help get you in the door, that's not what's going to have you stay there. And there's too many of us that think, oh, well, you know, as long as I got the look, then I'm going to be set for life. No. If you're for the streets, the streets is going to be calling your name, no matter how much money, no matter how many looks that you have. I'm going to put a link real quick just to cam up. I think that this is going to be really, really heavy tonight. I want to see what y'all got to say on this topic. Am I off? If you have the looks, right, and you have the sex appeal, is that what's going to hold your marriage together forever? Is that the number one thing that even matters in a union? See, one of the biggest problems that I think that a lot of men have is that they don't know the difference between what a one-night stand versus a wife looks like. A one-night stand woman is not wife material, because when you're just in that one-night stand, it's just purely physical. But marriage, you got to be supportive. You got to know how to get behind that man's vision. You've got to know how to make sacrifices. Like, there's so much, ladies, that you're going to have to sacrifice in order for the marriage to work. But a lot of y'all don't want to do that. And that be the reason why there be certain people that will comment on that article, like we saw from the Shade Room, saying, see, because Meagan Good's marriage didn't work, this is the reason why I'm just going to stay in the streets. I'm not even going to try to get into a marriage, because if I'm a street hood booger now, I'm always going to be a street hood booger, and nothing is going to change me. So listen, y'all, tonight we're talking about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin divorcing, how this applies to you on the road to wealth. Y'all see now this brother is going into court asking for the judges, please don't hit me with spousal support, because I don't want to be tied to her financially for the rest of my life. There's going to be a lot of money at stake. So Ariel said, like you said, why would a pastor marry her in the first place? Okay, I'm going to start talking about some of these points. Elijah said, can I say thought? My apologies, harlot. It's all the same thing, though. You know, just for all of you good Christian folks out there, I try to, use these biblical terms that you know, because again, this DeVon Franklin, he was a famous Christian pastor, and he should know what the scriptures say about taking a woman that lives that kind of life. But a lot of y'all want us men to be the 3 blind mice. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And then as soon as something happened in the marriage, y'all wonder why things are going wrong. You can't take people that are on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum and expect to put them together. chances are it's not going to work. Minnesota E, I see you in the waiting room. I'm trying to add you to the room. Please make sure that your camera is on, or let me know if you just want to audio up. Let me know so that way I can add you in. As y'all can see, y'all, we got Minnesota E in the house. E, I can't see you, my brother, but I can hear you. What's going on?
Hey, shalom, shalom. Let me turn the camera on. The camera should be on.
It's pitch black, bro. We can't see nothing.
Unfortunately, I see that.
Shout out to the brother Minnesota E, y'all. Listen. Smash that like button, y'all. Super chat, donate. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you want to use Cash App or PayPal, the information is on the screen and the links is in the description below. Okay. Minnesota E, I know you're trying to get your camera going. Okay, he just ended up disconnecting, y'all. We're about to add him back on as soon as he gets there. But let's start talking about some of these key points. The first thing that I want y'all to understand is that marriage is a business. And going into business with someone totally opposite from you is always a risk. I believe that marriage is a business. I run my marriage like a business, and both parties have to work together. I believe that marriage is a business, and going into business with somebody that's totally different from you, lived an entirely different life, entirely different reputation, different mindset, different goals, different values. When you go into business with somebody that's that opposite, you are opening yourself up for a world of trouble. All right, we got Minnesota E back in the house. Minnesota E, man, what's going on? I want to hear what your thoughts are on this situation, man. Tell us what it is, fam. What do you think about this whole situation?
Hey, shalom, shalom to everybody. If y'all don't know who I am by now, Minnesota E, Brother Elijah James Israel.
Shout out to the brother Minnesota E.
Listen,
it's so cold. It's so
cold in Minnesota. Listen, this is why the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and 4 says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. Now, what we need to take out of that scripture is marriage is honorable in all. Okay. Obviously, we know that the sister, we said the sister and the brother, but the sister did not honor marriage.
Right.
You understand? They both of them didn't honor marriage, because if they had, we wouldn't be sitting here speaking on their divorce and how the sister has been for the streets and how the streets are currently waiting for.
That was a bar. So, okay. You being a married man, E, what things do you look for in a wife?
Well, first and foremost, you know the lifestyle we live. You understand? We live according to the Most High's commandments. So, right, amongst the forefront of what we look for in a woman is order, right? The woman who we look to maybe proving or courting, and hopefully, Lord willing, being our wife, we look for that woman to be in order, right? Of course, we can speak on, the physical attributes of a woman, right? Us as men, you'd be lying to say, oh, I don't look at the physical.
Right.
We look at the physical too, but let's be honest. We live spiritual lives, you understand? And a woman has to be spiritual, and she has to keep the Most High in the forefront of her life.
Can I say something, Minnesota E?
Absolutely.
You talk about being spiritual, and I just want to see what kind of spirit is on the brother Roy the Chef and Rick Judah, because they're both in the house, and I want to see if they're going to cam up.
Nah, they're not going to cam up.
I want to see if we can have a four-way panel well, we can have this talk about Meagan Good. If you would have married her, why or why not? And why DeVon Franklin took somebody that was for the streets and tried to turn her into a housewife. That's what I want to see. Is this going to happen? I'm giving y'all the link. Cam up. I see you on, Rick Judah. Cam up.
They're not going to cam up.
I see you on, Roy the Chef. Cam up. Okay, listen, y'all, for all of y'all that are looking at cam up, the link is in the comments below. Let's get the conversation popping. Minnesota E, once again, one of the things that I thought was so crazy about the situation was how they're from two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. Here it is, you have a Christian pastor, right, preaching the good word of the Lord. I heard somebody say, I think it was Wendy Williams that said, here is a man of the cloth and a woman of the streets. Now that was cold-blooded, but it was very factual. It was very, very, very factual and very accurate. Hey, can I tell y'all something? Oh man, I want to even get that way the story. Okay, years ago, y'all know I'm a Baylor graduate. Shout out to the Baylor Bears. Y'all will never believe who I saw at a graduation. Bro, I turned to the right side of me. I'm in Waco, Texas. This is Baylor. Meagan Good is at the graduation. And bro, when I tell you that everybody flocked, I'm talking about dudes. There was mad dudes that was there just flocking to her so much that it was like it had to be a barrier from Meagan Good and the dudes. And I'm just like, why would you, knowing that this woman's reputation, why would you invite that into your brand? Like, okay, let's be clear. I'm not saying that, you can't take somebody in marriage and, everybody got their flaws. Ain't nobody perfect. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, here you are, Christian pastor. You got a large following. You showing other people how to be holy and how to be righteous. And then you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this wife. I'm going to take this woman that's been a sex symbol all her life. And this woman right here is going to be the one that I'm going to have in this Christian marriage. This woman that's going to let it all hang out. This is the woman I'm going to have represent my church. Like, talk to me about that, E. Is that something that you would do, E?
Listen, I'm going to say it like this, all right? I don't want to speak carnally, but, obviously we used to live in carnality back before we, came into the truth.
Big facts.
I'm going to say this. Even when I was in my wickedness back in high school, all right, and, I had, a girlfriend or whatever, there was a situation where one of my girlfriends was wearing a certain shirt and the top of the shirt was cut in a V. Mm-hmm. So literally half of her cleavage was hanging out. In high school. I saw what she was wearing. I snapped on her. I said, yo, walk back home in the rain. It was raining that day. And go change your shirt.
Yeah, bro.
She went home, changed her shirt, came back soaking wet. I said, yeah, don't ever come to school dressing like that. You understand? So that's the spirit I had on me back in the world.
Right.
So coming into, the truth, the knowledge, it was only fitting. You understand?
Yeah.
But as speaking on the Baylor situation, in general, the woman is bad for business.
Right. That's a fact.
She was bad for business, but obviously for the streets, she's amazing for business.
Right.
Because unfortunately, she has that reputation and the know-how to do things in her wickedness where the streets are waiting for and are happy that she's coming back. So it's just a sad situation, man. I'm trying to hear from Ro or Rick Judah, man. Where these brothers at, man?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We got the brother Roy the Chef.
Hey!
The Can we give a round of applause for Roy the Chef, man? Can we show some love to the brother Roy the Chef, man? We got the brother Roy the Chef in the house. It's looking like it's about to be a phenomenal broadcast. My brother, welcome. Good to have you on as always. How you feeling, my man?
Man, hey, peace to you, brothers, man. How y'all doing, man? How y'all making out? Y'all making out,
wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. I'm happy right now. I'm not paying no spousal support, man. I'm happy about that.
Hey, man, you made the right decision, Lord. You made the right decision, man. You know, I want to quote, the immortal Project Pat, who once said, "Don't save her, for she does not want to be saved." You understand? And hey, man, listen, the scripture says, "Stumble not at her beauty, man, and take not the sister for lust." The brother was a pastor. You would have think he'd have known that thing,
right.
But another one goes down, man. Another one goes down, and I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest, man. Be honest.
Can I be honest with you, brothers?
Be honest. Be honest.
It's just us in here. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Nobody's watching. It's just us.
It's just us. We just gonna vibe. We just gonna vibe. Meagan, man, that sister there, man. Meagan Good, bro. Meagan will make you stumble, brother. Meagan will.
Brother might bite the dust off of that one, huh? brother might lose himself.
Your brother might, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I ain't gonna predict it, but I'm gonna say this now. I ain't gonna speak on it just yet. I'm gonna make my point and I'll touch on it later. When we put so much, I always big you up. I big you and the sister Ariel up a lot. It's a couple other brothers. A buyer out in Atlanta. Shout out to my bro.
Shout out to that brother, man.
I love the example of that brother in his rib. It's a couple other brothers. It's a lot of brothers actually, but when we don't put when we don't make those types of unions the epicenter of greatness, and we take something like come on, little man, and we take something like
while you're getting the young guy together, let me just take a quick second to give a quick shout out to our sister, Sheer Queen. Thank you so much, sister, for $10 super chat. She said we will have to come back to this topic. Good night, everyone. I know I got y'all out tonight on the work day, y'all. Let's talk about it, man. Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin are getting divorced. What should we take away from this? Roy the Chef, how we looking, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, real fast. When we big up relationships like this one, and not the ones that are built with real prominence and real standards. I ain't gonna, we know what that is, what we subscribe to, but real standards. And we take what's given and we uphold that. It just seemed like it just over and over goes and shows us that ain't the move. And that the same feeling, the same way people felt about Meagan and that pastor, man, it's the same way a lot of people feel about Russell and Sierra. That's the hope.
Facts. That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? That's the hope for, especially for our sisters. That's the token marriage. But again, man, it's just but a matter of time. It's just but a matter of time when when something like that built on what it's built on, it ain't but a matter of time before we find ourselves back at the drawing block. But it's a sad day in the African American community, man.
Okay. Now, see, you made me think of something right there when you said that, King.
Mm-hmm.
We got to really start to evaluate some of these black celebrity marriages. DeVon Franklin and Meagan Good, Will and Jada, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. Like, why is it that we see these black celebrity marriages and a lot of them be mad wild? Like, It ain't never on no, okay, traditional, this is what I do, this is what you do type thing. Those are not the black marriages that get promoted the most. It seems like a lot of times the black celebrity marriages that get the most attention are the ones that have the wildest stories. Another prime example, like you said, with Sierra and Russell Wilson. Like, you just never hear about like these celebrities that are actually doing good, like trying to maintain some order in the house. You just hear about, you know, these celebrities that be wilding out. Why do you think that it is, Roy the Chef, that there are so many different black marriage stories where you get these two extremely talented celebrities, and as popular and as talented as they are, they'll just go out and do the wildest things, but that reflects on our community for marriage?
I think it's a few reasons. I think first off, I think is, again, when they come together on marriage, I think a lot of times when there's power, celebrity couples like that, I think a lot of times it's for aesthetics.
Right.
And I could be wrong, you know, but I
Right.
think oftentimes it's for aesthetics and the optics of it all. I think that's a piece. Another piece is the influence or the impact that it has on our people. Our sisters still believe in that Cinderella story, you know.
Right.
They still believe in you know what I mean, the Disney stories that's been told, and that romanticization of love, or what love's supposed to look like. The reality of it is they could live vicariously through figures that they already esteem.
Right.
And they make that the goal.
Right.
Relationship goals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And these people be broken and bugged out, a lot of times,
Yeah.
So I think that's a component too. But lastly, man, it's something that you hit on, in times past. I think lastly is, it's easy to project and not do the work it takes to sustain your own if you just put it off on someone else and snapshot their thing and say you want it for yourself. But that's a faulty move, because when that becomes the thing, you don't know what's holding that thing together. All we got is Instagram and pictures and stuff like that. We don't really know what they're doing behind closed doors and how
Right.
things is really going down and so on and so forth. But I mean, it's two of the same. That
Right.
brother is a strong, starch, Euro-centric Christianity type brother. Russell Wilson is the same thing. Megan is coming out of Hollywood. Sierra's in the music industry or Hollywood or what have you. And Sierra to this day, and it's a sister right now. Like, you don't know what's I'm just saying. Right now, it's the system right now. Like, you don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, man, I know from a different context of things as to what would sustain a relationship in a long term versus what aesthetically may look pleasing or what may look like something that you want right now.
Right.
And I just can't see it. I can't see it, man. It's, again, like I said, yet it's another example, and yet a sad day in the African American community, especially among our sisters, man. You can't just rock any kind of way and want the. I'm gonna let you do. I'm gonna let you. That's my thoughts on the thing. That's my thoughts on the thing.
You made some key points, man. You made some key points right there. And real quick, I just want to give a shout out to the brother Rick Judah, because he's hopping in on this discussion. Shout out to the brother Rick, the four-way panel. The four-way panel. Listen, man. Okay, real quick, y'all. For y'all that don't know, something special is going down tonight, y'all. I need y'all here with me. Wherever y'all are at, make sure that y'all smash that like button. Make sure that you share this on social media. Let your mama know, let your daddy know tonight is going down. All right. I got my brothers in the house. They here with me. These are all solid dudes. These are all very, very solid dudes, man. I love these brothers with all my heart. And tonight we're going to talk about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin. Now, one of the things that real quick, let's let Rick say just give a quick shout out. Shout out to you, brother Rick. Brother Rick, I thought you was shook, man. I didn't think you was actually about to get on camera with the rest of these young bulls, man. I thought you were gonna fall back.
Yeah, nah. I was on the way. I was actually just hopping out the shower, going to work. So yeah, I'm gonna be on the road. So yeah, I got to get on here. Now, it's a good one.
Y'all know what's so crazy about this, y'all? Everybody on this panel is a married man. So I want y'all to ask questions in the comments. What is it like being in a marriage? What is it like sustaining a marriage? Okay, Rick, how long have you been married?
10 years as of August. So yeah.
Minnesota E.
4 years.
Roy the chef.
Damn.
Y'all can tell Roy the chef. He's excited about that.
5 years. 5 years. 5 years. My wife, and what they say, my wife gonna kill me.
8 years. 8 years.
Roy the chef. All right, so we've got 10, 5, 8, and my 9. So we got a pretty solid. We got a pretty solid group tonight, y'all. Most of the brothers been married for almost a decade. We got some important questions tonight, and I want to get some questions from y'all. Please make sure that y'all donate to keep this show on air. If y'all like what's going on right now, you want to see this show on air, all you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box, and your sponsorship goes a very long way. Whoever makes the highest donation for tonight's broadcast will be the official sponsor of the show. Now, before Rick hops in, because I'm about to give you the floor, King, Roy the chef, you know, he made a comment about how a lot of times with these black celebrity marriages, it has a certain popularity that draws other people in. So people will look at a Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin, and then other people will be inspired by that marriage and say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to do my relationships. People will see Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and think, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. A lot of us don't come from backgrounds where we've seen a lot of successful marriages. So one of the things that I want to talk about is how destructive it is in our community when we take these wild celebrity marriages and we use that as the model for what our lives are supposed to look like. Rick, I want you to give me some feedback, bro. Like, tell me about how you model your marriage, what's kept you in the game this long, and what are some things that you would advise people not to do that are striving for marriage?
Yeah, what to do. I guess first, I would say what's kept me in the game as long. One is patience. You gotta have patience, like, because at the end of the day, us as brothers, we know that we're supposed to be the stronger sex. So we're going to have to put up with things and have to basically try to endure the things we may see as foolish because women don't think like us. So that's one thing that's definitely gonna keep us in the game. And for real, I should have started off by saying selection. Selection is everything.
Right.
Like we have a tendency to select like mates that are just terrible for us because we build our foundation on sand.
Right.
You know, we build our foundation on, like you said, Meagan Good, and let's keep it real. Meagan Good, you know, she's bad. You know what I'm saying? Good looking, body's on point. You know, got a good, nice looking face. I mean,
I'm sorry. I mean, Ariel, she's hideous. Ariel, she's ugly. She's horrible. On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a -5. Back to you, brother Rick.
hey, we gotta save ourselves. but yeah, like, so she's like that. But what happens is people build that foundation on sand because we so caught up in looks. Like, obviously we want looks. I mean, when I approached my wife when I first met her, of course it was gonna be like, hey, she's looking good, I gotta talk to her. But we're gonna filter out. Many brothers don't filter out, you know what I'm saying? They don't prove the sisters, they keep that foundation on that sand. It's like, oh, I'm getting with her because she looks good and got a nice body. And then years down the road, they wonder why they upset that she's twerking for the world, or you know what I'm saying? What's Gabrielle doing? She's showing her breasts to the public out windows and stuff, and got your son, in fashion shows, you know what I'm saying, being Magic Johnson's apprentice, Magic Johnson's son. So, we just got people just doing all kind of foolishness because our foundation's on sand. It's all about looks. So me, I had to prove my wife. I had to really like, hey, you know what I'm saying? What's up? And this is in the world. I was like, let me see what type of mindset you're going to have, because I always was thinking that whoever I choose to marry, these people going to raise my children. This woman's going to raise my children. She's going to be my support. So why would I get somebody that ain't got no dang on sense? So, and it takes it all the way back to, again, if it's somebody that just a woman that's going to try to take over and dominate me, guess what she going to do? She going to cause my sons to be effeminate, my daughters to be masculine. It's just a crazy source, man. And like I said, Meagan Good bad, but not that bad. Ain't nobody look that good, straight up.
That reminded me of a very famous lyric from my hometown. I won't go into all of the specifics, but once upon a time, a wise man once said, "Ain't no good enough to get burnt while I am
up."
we gotta keep this thing PG-13, man. We gotta keep it somewhat righteous. I gotta ask a question for you though, Rick, because I know that you came in saying if you came in, you was gonna keep it a buck. What was your feedback when hearing about this situation?
I mean, initially, I knew she was for the streets back, was it like 7-8 years ago before I came into the truth. I remember when I had the pictures like, oh, look, Meagan Good's new husband and her, they was together. And then she was at a public event. Was it BET Awards? And she had okay, I mean, watch how I'm saying this. She had her cleavage hanging out. Let me just say it like that.
Thank you.
All out, and of course, as men, we like, oh, shoot, the flesh is, looking. We like, oh, yeah, looking nice. But we like, couldn't be my wife. Right. No way in hell it would be. It's a wrap. But and so immediately it's like, okay, this dude's a simp. Like, because we know, like, and when I know you named, I think it was Roy. Roy might have named like, Dwayne Wade and Russell Wilson. These brothers are rich simps. You know what I'm saying? Rich dudes that just get ran over and they want to do what they want to do, and they just glad they got a good looking woman bound a trophy. Like they can't get no other trophy. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't never been a dude that's had a whole lot of money like that. I've been, pretty much, average income type thing, some below average, whatever, average or the below average. Hey, but at the end of the day, I've always had the mindset that whoever gets with me is gonna have the best man out there. So I've always had that abundant mindset where I can have any woman I want. So I'm not tripping, and I'm gonna get the best of them. Like I've always known that. But these brothers, my fault. Go ahead.
No. I like that you say that real quick, King, because I think it's important for a lot of brothers on this call to realize that you have to have a sense of self-belief, even if the money hasn't come yet. And that's something that I admire about you that you just said. You just put it out there and said, hey, I might not have always been making the most money, but that never took away from the value that I knew that I could bring. And a lot of times, and I tell this to my wife all the time, I think one of the things that gets a lot of sisters messed up is they always tend to associate a man's value with money. A lot of times, the money is just supposed to represent the type of skills that would come from a man in that position. Follow me? So I'm going to give an example. Let's say that a man makes 6 figures. If a woman is looking at a man that makes 6 figures, she may perceive that this is a man who's organized, a man that is consistent, a man that is intelligent. Like there's certain assumptions that woman is going to make just based upon a dollar amount. But sometimes women will get so focused only on the money that they'll overlook, damn, this dude really ain't that consistent. He really isn't that intelligent. And even though the money may be there, there may be problems in other places. Y'all saw we did a show last week about a brother that was making over $200,000 a year.
That was ill.
And he took out himself, his ex-wife, and his ex-girlfriend. So just because you get into the money, it doesn't always mean that your mind is in the right place. So Brother Rick, we got a question from the audience. Sister Ariel asks, what made you choose your wife over someone like a Meagan Good? Who want to take this question on?
Oh, I can go, but if another brother want to go first, I can come in later. I don't want to be on here the whole time.
Give it to Ro. Give it to Ro.
Nah, man, what you mean? Give it to Ro, man.
You don't want to give it to me, fam. Give it to Ro.
Hey, hold on. Hey, E, you got that.
Where you at on the screen?
You got it. Because you said you don't want to give it to me, so you got something good. I say you go first.
I definitely have something to respond, but I'm helping a colleague right now. So I need 5 minutes. So y'all go ahead.
Mess up his bag. Let's not mess up his bag, y'all. Do your thing, my brother. Do your thing. Keep your camera off. Have the mic on mute. Whatever you got to do. Tonight, y'all, we're talking about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin. They're getting a divorce. And you know one thing that sticks out to me about this, y'all? DeVon Franklin is the one who's filing for divorce. Now, they're not saying anything that happened that led up to this divorce. But it just strikes me as weird that a Christian pastor would be the one filing for divorce, knowing that the Bible says not to divorce your wife except she commit adultery. So I'm just very, these are just things that just make you think. And I'm just like, yo, why would he do that? Because as y'all know, 80% of all divorces in America are filed by women. So what was going on in that marriage that would make this man file for divorce? Back to the question.
I can go ahead. I don't mind taking it. I can go.
You got
it. Go ahead on. Right. Let him use you.
Hey, so look, okay, what made me choose my wife over a woman? Okay, first, I was kind of figuring out who my wife was. Because again, as I said, I've always had a mindset of I can have whoever I want. So, in the world, of course, in my wickedness and my ignorance, I dealt with quite a few sisters. So I kind of you have conversations with them, like you get on the phone, you talk to them, and you kind of get an idea of where their mindset is. I used to talk to after getting past the initial conversations where you can spot the real goofy sisters like in one conversation, and you ain't got to talk about nothing deep. They will hang themselves. My motto was always I give sisters the rope and I let them hang themselves.
Yeah,
and that's what they would do. They would say something and I'm just like, oh yeah, you live. They tell me, oh, I text multiple dudes. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you finished. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna knock you down, but we're not going past that.
Let's just be clear on that. That was back in the day. Back in the day. Repented in Christ and kept these commandments. Y'all know the streets is watching, so we need to be very clear.
Hey, I'll praise it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hey, man, that brother Rick is off, man.
You see, Uzziah out here telling brothers to knock this is down. I told you he was all about fornication. I told you he was in the world.
He couldn't wait to do that. Yeah. Like that. In the world, back in the days.
Word.
And so when we have them conversations, though, I kind of, after a while, start talking about, I would pull up news articles and I would just talk to her about different things so I could see where her head was. What did she think? I would kind of like a friendship conversation. And over time I would hear oh, she's got a mindset I can deal with, honestly. And I took way longer than I should have because we didn't get married till 5 years after we was around, kicking and stuff and talking and, boyfriend and girlfriend, which we know don't exist.
Absolutely.
By the time we got, in that time period, way before then, I was like, shoot, I honestly knew she was going to be my wife around the 2-month mark. I was like, she's the one. I knew that, but stupidity and ignorance, I was, you know how it is with me. You kind of oh, do I want to commit now? Am I sure about that? That fear, I was in an effeminate nature was still there, but I knew she was the type of woman okay, she's good with, she's good with children. She was good. I seen how she dealt with my siblings. She was feminine. I had a family of very masculine women. And if they ever watch, hey, yeah, y'all masculine as hell. But so so when I seen her, it's I've never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a woman carry herself like this, where she could see random. It didn't have to be oh, that's got to be my man to treat him good. No, she was friendly and not over friendly, but you know what I'm saying, friendly and cordial with men. Like it's just certain things. Even when I heard your wife come on there one time, we was talking, and she said she found out what men like, how to serve and how to be. She was being very pleasant to them, nice.
Right.
That's stuff that I seen my wife do. So I was like, oh yeah, this is, man, I don't know what's going on. And I kind of hated them that I'm like, dang, what's going on? You feeling that love stuff. You're like, what's going on with me? But it's because she brought an element that I've never seen. She added all kind of value to my life. And I was like, yeah, she's it.
And I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that, Rick, because what my question was going to be was, what were those attributes that made you say she was the one 2 months in? Because a lot of brothers hear that and they're like, okay, all right, 2 months in, this dude's a sucker for love. How were you so able to know that this woman 2 months in would be the same woman that you would find yourself with 10 years later? What were those attributes?
Hey, straight up, like I said, one thing, of course, femininity. She was that's something that I was the opposite of me. Like I needed that, I needed that balance. Two, supportive. Like I said, as far as adding value, she was very supportive of me. Like, and even in times, because I was in a bad place at that moment. I was just around the age where I just coming out of college age. I just lost my football track scholarship. So I was kind of like, I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not going pro now. What am I going to do? Wow. So she really, what I'm saying, she was there, supported me, and, pretty much helped me keep my confidence. That's something that, like, it's a song, it's in the Music Soul Child lyric, and he says, she builds me up, makes me feel strong. That's something that she really, and I ain't gonna never forget that, what I'm saying? So things like that is what we need. But a lot of these women now today, they don't care about like trying to really support us and build us up. It's all about them. And that's another trait she had. She was very selfless. She was always trying to, her first thoughts is what she could do. Like she would go to the store and get something for me, and then I'd be like, "What'd you get?" Like, and she didn't get herself nothing. That's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So just stuff like that, where she was always thinking of, So I mean, but go ahead.
Okay, so we got that from Rick Judah, the brother Roy the chef. What made you choose? Because we all know, man. We all know Roy. Roy had his pick. He's a fly guy, man. He's a fly dude. A lot of the brothers I keep around me is fly dudes, man. So we're gonna zoom in on this. I gotta take these other brothers off the screen. I give you a shine in due time. Out of the many options that was on Roy the chef's roster, what was it from Nicole P?
Yeah.
What was that from Nicole P? Shout out to Nicole P. Can we give
Shout
Nicole P a
out
hand,
to the sister, man?
That's my sister, man.
Shout
Love
out
you,
to the
sis. I'm looking
sister,
forward
man.
to seeing you soon, my sister. Come visit. What was it about that sister that made you say her?
Yeah.
Over anyone else?
Man, shout out to the sister Ariel for always having them good piercing questions. That really speaks to the soul,
Right.
I'm gonna keep it all the way a beat. You my brother, you understand? She watching, so we gonna keep it all a beat.
Right. You got to be on your best behavior. Facts.
I'm gonna bring it out, man. I'm gonna bring it out. So, all right. So, to answer the question the sister posed immediately, I had Meagan Good. See, I did. I'm not. These is facts. If we go comb back, If my brother Cole was watching, anybody who knows me, who knows me, if they're watching this from Facebook or what have you, if they them that know me know, how I used to, get down. They know, they know what it is. And that was something that I used to pride myself on, getting the bad girl, and bring the bad girl around the crew. So the crew would be like, okay, yeah, you know, and that's what it was with me. But I don't see you. See, you said that. I don't know if you on. I'm lost. No.
I just had to do it. I don't. Where did Roy the Chef go? Where are you, Roy the Chef? Because Roy the Chef said he's had multiple Meagan Goods, right? And again, like I said, we're talking about back in the day. Back in the day, we're talking about the topic. I'd be remiss, Minnesota E. I'd be remiss if I didn't go and grab. we gotta cross-check that one. We gotta see is there any cap behind such a statement. You know, we know the brother Roy the Chef is a fly dude, but multiple Meagan Goods? Wow.
Hey, listen, man.
That's a bold statement.
All right, so bust it. When I say multiple, I legit mean two. I had 2 or 3 Meagans, man, for real. I did. I had 2 or 3 Meagans, man. I did. You know. But to answer the question, the brother put the hat on. Yo, that's crazy.
Speak your truth, my brother. Speak your truth. Speak your truth, my brother.
For real, man. All right, so boom. So to answer the sister question, I had Meagan types, you know, and that's all it was, you know. That's all it was. It was good to bring around the family, pull up on Thanksgiving with the cold dime piece, walk through, have your uncles dab you down and everything like that, and bring her to the barber shop just to crush the barber shop, or you know, whatever the case may be. It just was good for aesthetics. Going back to that, I wasn't really trying to know anything about the sisters outside of how they looked and among other things. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So what made me choose my rib was the substance marker. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, Nikki, Claudia, Nikki's a nice piece of leather, well put together. That's my girl. But you know,
she's an excellent mother.
Excellent mother.
Excellent mother.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to all the excellent mothers in the house. Shout out to them.
Shout out to all the excellent
mothers. We appreciate you.
Man, and she is one excellent mother.
Word up.
There's no doubt about that. But man, listen, when I met her, man, I was wilding, man. You know, I was really wilding. And I have her, she ain't gonna cam up, but she'll get in the comment section and call cap or not. Like she'll tell you, my oldest son's mother, bad. The girl before her, bad. I had like a nice little 4-piece run. And I was realizing each one I dealt with, the lower I went in my life. You know what I'm saying? Each one brought me to a lower level. And when I met the sister, man, it was almost like she was too good to be true. See, you know, she come from a very upstanding, very strong Christian moral value family.
Okay.
You know, now for me wilding at this time, that looks appealing. That looks, you know, that type of structure looks appealing to someone who lacks it. You know,
right.
And she, you know, Southern Belle, debutante, you know, type sister, you know what I'm saying? Just real wholesome, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, what I saw that she would be able to add to the situation that I was in it made me want to change my life from what I was doing versus the girls who I was with prior to her. They encouraged me to stay in the life I was living because it promoted it promoted them in the lifestyle that I was living, though it was destructive as hell. That makes sense?
It does.
I'm trying to talk.
One of the things I really liked that you talked about was her background was important to you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that that's important even as we talk about this Meagan Good situation, because again, the looks are one thing, but it's okay. What kind of head does the sister have on her shoulders? You know, what are her parents like? Who are her friends? Because y'all know, you get with a shorty and all her friends is for the streets. That's going to make that woman that you're talking to for the streets. So
by proxy.
Yeah, it's like I like that you brothers are putting this out there, because we're just able to give gems on what things to look for within a marriage. You know, it's not every day that 4 happily married Black men can get on a panel and give advice about what it takes to stay in a healthy marriage. My brother E Money, the question is now to you.
Yeah.
The question is, let me put this back on the screen right quick, just so everybody can see it. And real quick, y'all, can we get some super chats going? The last time that we got a super chat was over 30 minutes ago. Let's get another super chat going, y'all, to keep this show going. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Listen, y'all, if y'all sent money through Cash App or PayPal during this show, leave me a comment and let me know so I can shout y'all out. I want to give a big shout out to Sister Eliana, because last week's show, she sent $10 on the Cash App, and I didn't know it during the broadcast, but she was actually the official sponsor. So thank you again, Sis Eliana, for that. I appreciate you. My brother E, the question is on the table. What made you choose your wife over someone like a Meagan Good?
Absolutely. So I just want to, give this public service announcement to the sisters, to the women. What y'all are getting right now, like the elder Uzziah just said, was 4 brothers who are not only married, but happily married. Okay, we are giving y'all free game.
Thanks.
As to what us as quote unquote Black men see and what we look for in choosing a wife. And we're going to give it to you on righteousness. So for me, meeting my wife back in 2015 within the church, of course, we're using, the code, the law, right, in proving a woman.
Right.
So for me, as I was speaking about order earlier in this conversation, I wanted to ensure that the woman that I was proving, who I knew could potentially be my wife one day, I wanted to ensure that she was submissive. You understand? She had to be submissive.
Now, that's a danger word for a lot of our sisters, for a lot of Black women. They hate that word.
Yes.
As soon as they hear that word submissive, oh my God, he trying to control me.
Yes.
Why would submission important for you, E?
Submission is important, everyone, because again, if we live by the moral code, right, the words of the Most High God, submission is important, because had it been important to the marriage of Meagan Good and whoever this brother is, I'm sorry, I forgot his name already,
DeVon.
Then hey, there wouldn't be
divorce.
Too.
Damn.
You understand? They wouldn't be divorcing. So obviously we see that the woman wasn't submissive.
Right.
And of course, that a woman who isn't submissive, no marriage can last.
Right.
No marriage can last. And if a marriage does last, it's a miserable one. So for me, submission was at the top of the long list for my wife as I was seeking her out, as I
And
was proving her.
that's real heavy, E, because as soon as you said that, I started to think about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And in a lot of women's eyes, they never look at Beyonce through her music and say, wow, this is a submissive woman. But we all know as married men, there's certain, there was a back seat that Beyonce had to take in that marriage in order to be able to keep it going. Like, we all know what happened with Hove and how her sister Solange was out there trying to fight him in the elevator. She had to take a back seat on certain things. And I just think, again, this is important to bring out, because when you hear, all of these married men talking and you hear men say things like submission, their background, their femininity, I think that you can put it all together and you can have just a checklist to go off of whenever you're looking for a spouse. So anything else you got on that, E?
I'll just use this second and last characteristic, just not to be too long-winded, but me myself, I grew up as a quiet young fella, a quiet brother, and I wanted that in my wife as well. You understand? So improving her, especially within the church, I seen that she wasn't a, what do you call
motor
it?
mouth.
SMS, slick mouth sister.
Word.
Right? She wasn't in any controversies. She didn't, she wasn't a brawler with a mouth and, things of that nature. So I knew that, knowing that her reputation was good within the church, you understand, proving her and wanted to, truly prove that was within her spirit. She wouldn't, be a slick mouth sister toward me. She wouldn't, back talk and, do all those things that, our destroyed sisters do. So those are just a couple things that, we as men look for sisters when we are proving for a wife.
Absolutely, man. I want to give a shout out to these brothers, man. They really held it down on this. I think that every man and woman that's looking to be in a marriage at any point in their life should take notes from tonight's broadcast, because you brothers, you really spelled it out. You talked about submission. Roy talked about background. Rick talked about femininity. And to bring it home, you just touched on the importance of silence. Like, bruh, like, ladies, a lot of y'all don't understand, when we have a conversation about being a man's piece, a lot of that is rooted in being silent. Now, that doesn't mean that you can never talk, but it does mean there's a time and a place. If this man is just getting off from a hard day's work, all he wants to do is relax and chill, man. There'll be plenty of times, and sorry, I got to out you on this, Ariel. There'll be plenty of times I'll be getting off this show. Ariel will tell me all about the show. And I'm like, man, I don't want to talk about the show no more. I just want to be able to relax and chill. Like, tell me about the show tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Because I'm blessed to be able to have a wife that's riding with me, that's, on the broadcast, that understands marketing and social media. And she's just as invested into seeing these things move forward as I am, because she knows when I win, so does she. But I think a lot of times for a lot of sisters, they tend to look at those things like submission and silence as very degrading.
Slavery.
They tend to,
Slavery.
yes, they look at it like slavery. Absolutely. And it's like, but a lot of you ladies don't understand, a lot of these women that are out here winning are the ones that are applying everything that these brothers said. They understand how to be feminine. They understand how to let their man take the lead. They understand that their reputation matters and they're not going to jeopardize that to destroy their bond. A lot of y'all be so quick to go after what this person is doing, and that after that person's doing, you will mess up your house. And one of the things that I always tell y'all ladies is stop listening to your single, lonely, and miserable friends who's trying to throw salt in your marriage, because misery loves company. Sometimes y'all ladies, you like talking to your mama around the clock and she ain't been married in 25 years. Misery loves company. You know how to make your marriage work, but when you try to bring other people into it, that's when you mess yourself up. Okay, so I just want to give a quick shout out to these brothers, man. Honestly, if y'all knew the relationship that we as a collective group of brothers had, y'all would know we could be on this broadcast all night, man. And I want to make sure that we do give a big shout out to the midweek meditations that's been on this entire time. I want to go and show them love. For those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, True Spirit of Christ, where a lot of us congregate, they got a midweek meditations going on. Let's go and show them some love. But listen, let me take a quick moment to give a shout out to our sponsors. I want to give a shout out to the brother Roy. Thank you so much, my brother Lyra Texan, the Israelite. Brother gave a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, my man. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sister Eliana once again for the 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much for that super sticker, sis. Really appreciate you. Listen, y'all, tonight we talked about Meagan Good and DeVon Franklin. Make sure that you smash that like button. I think one of the things that we should all walk away with is you cannot compartmentalize your marriage. Every married man on this broadcast will tell you your marriage will play into your spiritual life, your professional life, it plays into your mental health as well as your physical health. Like these things are inseparable. And if you don't have things that are going right in the marriage, it can jeopardize everything else that you have going on. And this is the reason why a lot of times when presidents are put in place, they always look to see, okay, is he married? Is he going to have a first lady? You will see every president be married because they want to see, does this man know how to be able to build a family? Does he know how to be able to create a legacy? And is this woman going to be a solid representation of the man? That was one of the biggest things that really set Barack Obama over the top. He had a woman that was able to represent him well, rather than her being out in these streets, making the brother look bad. So my brothers, I love y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to Roy the Chef. Shout out to the brother Rick. Shout out to Minnesota E, man. Make sure that y'all show these brothers a lot of support. Y'all can check Roy the Chef on SoundCloud, Roy the Chef. Make sure that you check out Everybody Dies. One of the most iconic, body of work that I've seen in our community, in our space. Make sure that you show the brother some love. Make sure that you please check out the brother Rick Judah's YouTube channel. Okay, he as well goes over many great biblical lessons. And make sure that you check out my brother Minnesota E. He holds it down on the True Spirit of Christ YouTube channel. Along with myself, he has a Sunday night slot where he goes into many spiritual things. All right, brother got a great spirit and a great heart, man. I love these brothers, man. Nothing I wouldn't do for these brothers, and I thank you all for being on for tonight, man. It was special. All right, y'all. Peace. So listen, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you want to see the show continue on air, please make sure that you donate, y'all. All right, y'all ain't got to send a ton of money. Send whatever you feel like sending, but your donations go a very long way. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below, and I will shout you out. So I want to take this time to shout out all of our sponsors. I want to shout out Uzziah Israel once again for the $1 super sticker. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. I want to shout out to brother Roy, Lyra Texan, the Israelite, for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sheer Queen, for the $10 super chat. Tonight is the night of the $10 super chat. And we had the sister Ariel that brought forth that $10 super chat. So listen, y'all, if there's anybody that has a sponsorship that's over $10 for tonight's broadcast, you will be the official sponsor of tonight's show. As y'all can see, we got multiple $10, and right now that's the cap. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, okay? As always, I'm going to give y'all these 5 free stocks as my way of saying thanks for tuning into tonight's broadcast. As you know, the Uzziah Show is sponsored by Webull. Webull is one of the fastest growing financial brokerage companies in the world. And on Webull, you can not only invest in stocks, but also cryptocurrency. Also, guys, for any of you that are looking to work with me to help you start or grow your business, feel free to book a session. All you got to do is click the link in the comments below. Go to my calendar. Let me know what day and time works best for you. And then you and I can have a private one-on-one session where I will help you level up to create generational wealth. Please make sure, if you have not done so already, you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That will have YouTube send you an alert every time I do another show. I try to do these shows 6 days a week, from Sunday all the way through Friday. The shows usually start anywhere between 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure that y'all tap in with me. Also, guys, please make sure that you share. Do not leave this broadcast a secret. There's many times on these episodes where we'll have panels with great discussions with people with great skills and experience who are giving y'all a lot of gems on how to thrive, all for free. All right. I love y'all. I wish y'all much success. Let's take away some very important gems from this whole situation. You know, as always, I pray for much peace and success for DeVon Franklin, for Meagan Good, as well as the rest of the community. Let's learn how to be able to have good character for marriage, because it's not just about looks. Let's make sure that we have good leadership qualities so that way we can choose the right person in the marriage. Let's make sure that we can get with somebody, brothers, that can support our process, and make sure that regardless of how good somebody look, you do not overlook their personalities. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if you can apply these principles to your life, you will be that much better. All right, y'all. So listen, I pray that y'all have a wonderful night. I'm looking forward to seeing you on tomorrow night's broadcast, Lord willing. Until next time, keep pushing.